What is up, everybody? This is Erik, the one and only Bear Collector, and today I'm going to be reviewing a game that was one of those games that was memorable to me because I've known about it for so many years. As I mentioned before in my most memorable games of 2025, but it's also one of those games that I've known of for so many years that I've always wanted to play. Got to playing it, and of course, I beat it. And that game is Gargoyles for the Sega Genesis. Now, this copy that I have right here is actually a reproduction. Now, this game is loosely based on the animated series that came out in the mid '90s, and the game was made by the name of the game was made by Buena Vista Interactive. As you can see, it's right there. And it came out back in 1995. And of course, you play as the gargoyle Goliath, who is out to put an end to the Eye of Odin. And he's trying to make sure to prevent this evil. And the game is basically a 2D side-scrolling platformer. You play as Goliath in 5 levels, and you go from the beginning, from when you were in the Viking times all the way up to the modern city to defeat the Eye of Odin. Like I said, it's a 2D side-scrolling platformer. You get to kind of glide, jump, do some rolls to break things. And at any rate, it's your kind of basic platformer. However, of course, you get power-ups, but however, my take on the game, and I'll go ahead and say it. Of course, I also own the Nintendo Switch version, Gargoyles Remastered. That's a limited run release. I own that as well, and of course, this game is an expensive game to own. It was considered a masterpiece of a game. It's considered to be a very highly liked game. However, it was one of those games that at first, it took some time for me to get used to. One of the flaws that I think this game suffers from, the main flaw, is the controls. It's like, oh my goodness, the controls, and also as beautiful as the graphics are, dark and beautiful and all that for a game of this time, the graphics just kind of mess things up, because sometimes you'll see my gameplay footage of the game, I had a hard time jumping to areas, jumping through things. It was just one of those things that the controls were very wonky. And at the beginning, when I first played this game many years ago, I didn't want to play it because I remember not even being able to get past the first section of the game. And then finally, it's a learning curve. But is it a bad game? No, I don't think it's a bad game. I think it's okay, but the controls just didn't cut it for me. So I never really watched the animated series. I remember back in those times, 1995, I would have already been too old for cartoons, as a teenager already in high school and whatnot. I would hear a lot of the younger kids talk about this cartoon being a great cartoon, especially for a Disney cartoon that was this dark. So it was very interesting. But nonetheless, the game itself was kind of meh. I was okay with it. It was memorable because I took years to beat it and finally did. I don't know how good the remastered is of the game. I'm not going to open up my copy. I'm assuming it's almost very similar to this. Maybe they fixed the control issues or whatnot. But at any rate, I was okay with it. But it of course, it just stuck in my mind. It's one of those games that stuck in my mind. But anyways, hope you guys enjoy the gameplay footage of the game. I was trying to go for a full gameplay of the whole game, but it just got too difficult for me, and I just kind of quit. So anyways, you guys take care. Please like and subscribe to Lily, a Simple Mom. Logan from Logan's Toy Box Review, and Lexi, aka Alexis, from Lexi's Toy Box Review. Their links will be in the description down below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. You guys take care. Peace out.